Welcome everyone to Zahid's Data Mining channel. Once again, my name is Zahid Islam, a professor of computer science and also serving as the Associate Dean Research in the Faculty of Business, Justice and Behavioral Sciences at Charles Sturt University. So this will be a short video today, and I will quickly introduce our very recent paper published in 2025 that releases a real-life data set on health privacy issues. So we all know that privacy is a big issue, particularly in the health sector. And there are in the data mining community and privacy preservation, privacy preserving data mining, privacy preserving data sharing community, there is a big focus on the development of privacy preserving techniques. Now the question is the health sector and the stakeholders in the sector, are the stakeholders ready for adoption of privacy preserving techniques? What are their concerns? Why would they not be so willing to adopt a privacy preserving technique, etc.? And if we understand that, then maybe the data mining community, the privacy preserving research community will possibly be benefited. Now, the advantage of this paper is we are releasing a data set. And in addition to discovering some knowledge from the data set, some information from the data set, we have also released the data set, so you have full access to the data set and you can do further analysis. And on top of that, if the data set is not good enough, if you realize that, the data set collects some good information, but not all good and relevant information, then there you go. You have ideas to run similar surveys and collect similar data that will be even more useful, even more catered for your research requirements. So let us share my screen. Let me share my screen and see how I go. This always takes a little bit of time. Okay. I am almost there. Share my screen. Okay. And go to the PowerPoint slide mode. Yes. Okay. So I hope you can now see my screen, and I will remove myself from there. Okay, so this is the title of the paper, Toward Privacy Preserving Data Sharing, an Australian Healthcare Perspective. And these are the wonderful co-authors of the paper. Kimberly Foster is the main lead author of this paper. She was an honors student, and this paper is an outcome of her honors research. She was an honors student at Charles Sturt University, and we all other authors are at Charles Sturt University. This honors project was funded by the Cybersecurity CRC. The other co-authors are Dr. Arash Mahboubi, Dr. Nectarios Kostadopoulos, Dr. Sabir Rahman, and myself, Zahid Islam. Now, this is the paper. It's published in IEEE Access, and IEEE Access, as you know, is an open access journal, so you can freely download this paper from that journal. It's quite a reasonably good journal. This is the full reference to the paper, and IEEE Access has H index of 290. It's a reasonably solid Q1 journal. Now, the main attraction of the paper is, if you look at the paper abstract, you will see that it actually provides the link to the dataset. Now, if I go to that, so if you click on that link, it will take you to this Charles Sturt University page, where you will see some information about description about the dataset and then link to access the dataset. Once you click on that link, you will see you will be able to download the Excel file. Now, let me share the Excel file with you so you can have a look what it will look like. So the Excel file has notes about, obviously we have to collect, we have to secure ethics approval for releasing the dataset and all this information. Now, survey questions, the actual survey questions that we asked, you can have access to that. You can also see that in the paper to some extent, but here the full survey questions are listed. So that will give you an understanding or information whether these survey questions are sufficient, or you actually wanted some other survey questions to be included as well. If you do want that, that will give you a head start. So now you can design your survey questions and collect your data as well. So, for example, what state or territory you are employed in, what would describe your area of employment, is it metro or regional organization, what best describes your profession, clinical, GP, surgeon, etc. And there are lots of other information like how big is your organization. Now, these questions can be important. I'm confident that patient data is stored securely in my organization's database. Do you agree strongly, or etc.? I'm confident my organization shares data securely, blah, blah, blah. How concerned are you about the possibility of private data breaches occurring in your workplace? So it shows the privacy concern, privacy awareness among these health professionals, etc. If you were in a position to share patient data with third parties for any of the reasons above, how likely would you be to do so? So this shows the willingness of sharing and readiness of sharing data. Share health data, particularly sharing health data can actually benefit. We all know that, but there are consequences. There are reasons to be careful about. So we are trying to extract those sort of information. Particularly these three questions I found interesting. My organization would prefer a manual solution to privacy preserving data sharing, as opposed to the technical solutions we propose, differential privacy, local differential privacy, data swapping, aggregation, perturbation, and also other things. Now, do they have more trust on a manual solution? So that can be an interesting question. And another interesting question is, what are the main reasons why your organization may choose not to adopt a technological solution to protect private data? Choose any that are appropriate, like cost, legal and admin issues, too time consuming, too difficult to implement, blah, blah, blah. And then another important or interesting question could be, what are the main reasons why you personally may choose not to adopt a technological solution to protect private data? Again, similar sort of answers. So this is your survey questions. Now you can also see in the next tab the responses, raw survey dataset, like responses to those questions that I showed before. So you can get access. And then we have a process dataset as well. We just process that slightly, and then you can have access to the dataset. So this dataset is freely available, and you can run your data analysis on top of it. Now, Now, if I go back to the slides again, okay, so this is where I was. Now, we have also done, in addition to the sharing the data set, we have also done some initial data analytics on that. For example, percentage of male respondents and participants as opposed to female, breakdown of participant characteristics by gender, how many male and female young respondents, mid-aged and old-aged, and etc. So demographic information. Now, level of concern by gender and education. So with higher education, we can see that women are more concerned when the education level goes with when they have higher education. 71% as opposed to 24% of women are concerned about privacy. And similarly, men generally they're not, the education level does not make a big difference there as per our data set here. Level of concern by age, again, we can see that age and gender. Here I can see when the people are older, among the older people, overall, for males, it looks like the privacy concern drops when they get older. But for females, this is not the case, though. They have less concern than when they are middle-aged, etc. Look, I will not claim that this will be a generic pattern overall because the sample size is not too big, but at least it gives some good idea. And this one can be interesting, like confident their organization shares data securely, and that confidence level also goes higher when the employees or practitioners get a little bit older. So older people have better confidence there, and then believes that sharing private data always involves a high risk, and that always involves a high risk concern also drops slightly with age. So this is an interesting observation. And then level of concern to share data using a tech solution also drops quite a bit when they get older. So it looks like older practitioners, clinicians, health professionals have more trust and confidence in some sort of data sharing, some sort of technological solutions, etc. Likelihood of healthcare organizations adopting a technological solution to privacy preserving data sharing by organization size, we can see that I personally trust level is very high, is reasonably high when the organization size is large. So for larger employees or staff members in larger organizations have personally more trust in technological solutions compared to medium, which is 50% only, as opposed to 70% for large organizations. Similarly, organization would adopt that confidence level is also higher for large organizations. Now, this one is by age. If we see, again, we can see with age, people generally gain more trust and confidence. For example, if we see my organization would adopt a technological solution, and that my organization would adopt a technological solution that drops with age. And I personally trust technological advances which allow safe, privacy preserving data sharing that drops with age as well. So that's interesting. So this is some findings of the paper. Thank you very much. I want to keep this presentation as brief as possible. I know that people like shorter videos. Please feel free to see this paper, read this paper, and see whether it meets your requirements. At least you have access to the data set. You have some early analysis of the data, and that may or may not give you some good, sensible information, and that may allow you to do more data analytics on the data set. And you can publish your papers just by analyzing a little bit more data, more analysis, and also it may trigger you collecting more data. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and have fun.